Hi everybody, and welcome to section 5. In this section, we'll be building a store locator app. It is an app that will show you the different vegan-friendly restaurants in your area. It lets you chat with the restaurant owner, so maybe you could use it to book a time or even ask some questions. And it also allows you to leave reviews for the restaurant. In this video, we'll be using the Google Maps API. Google Maps API is a widely used maps library that lets you load a map in your phone. And you can read all this documentation in their website. The ones that we are really interested in is the JavaScript API. The Maps API is not free. However, the free quota for using the Apps API is actually very generous, so you won't be needing to pay for anything unless you have quite a lot of users already. So here I've already set up a Google Cloud platform. You will need to set up some kind of a payment system in order to use the Google Maps API, but that is fairly straightforward. So in the APIs and service page, we can go to the library to enable the Google Maps API. So from the API library, we can enable the Maps API. So down here, if you can see, this is the Maps API for JavaScript. Here, I already have my Maps API enabled. Another thing that we need for this API is to actually have some credentials. So you can use the Maps API without a key, but then that is for development purposes, and you will see a watermark on your map. Also, several services are not available for the ones without a key. So to get a key, you need to go to the API services credentials page. And here in the API credentials, you need to create a new credential. And you can just use like an API key. So here I've already created one. It's called test key. And this is the key that we are looking for. Back in our app, there are several things that I've already initialized. First is we have the home page, which is our landing page. I've also created services like the store service. What it does is it has a list of stores that is available in the database. We also have the model. The model has the interface for all the objects that we'll be using. So in this instance, we have the store interface, which lets you know the different variables that will be included in the store. To use the Google Maps API, you have to include the script here in the index.html. So we have the script, and then we are pointing to the source maps.googleapis.com, and then we're looking for the JavaScript type. Here underneath, I have the one with the key. And if you remember, this key is the one that I got from the credentials. But I'll be using this first because we just want to see whether or not the map is loading. And since we're using Angular, the linter is going to complain a lot about not finding Google type. So here we have to install the types for Google Maps with npm install safe dev because this is only in the development environment. And then we need the types / Google Maps. Wherever we are initializing the map, we will import nothing from the Google Maps. And under the source folder, we need to add an index.d.ts that just declares Google Maps as a module. Here in the homepage HTML, we need to have a div that is going to be where our map is loaded. So here I'm using a div with a gmap ID. And then so here I can use the view child to point to the gmap that I have here. I'm also declaring map as the Google Maps map. So here I have the load map, and this is going to be what is initialized as soon as we reach the home page. So for the first thing is that we're going to get our current location. Convenient enough, a lot of the browsers these days are able to give us our location. So if you ask for the navigator geolocation get current position, it's going to pop up a small thing that asks for your location. And in case you're in a phone, it will also ask you to turn on your location. So get current position returns a callback. And then so that's why we need to use a promise to tie into here. So during the callback, we're going to get the coordinates. So after getting the coordinates, this is the properties that you can use to initialize the map. There's the zoom, there's the map type. And then this is where we're looking for that the center will automatically zoom into where you are right now. So in my case, if I am in Finland, Turku, then this is going to show in Turku. If you are, say, in Stockholm, then this will show you in Stockholm. And then down here, I'm just taking all the stores that we have. And for each store, I'm going to do a Google marker. And down here in the icon, I am declaring that I'm going to use a custom asset for my icon. Several things in the CSS would be that I need to declare that my maps will fill the screen, as well as I have a logo that is a fixed size. So here we can see this is how our app looks like. So when we load, we have the title at the top with the logo, as well as this custom icons that I've used to be as the marker. As you can see, if I did not put the key for my Google API, then it's going to have some kind of a watermark that this is for development purposes only. Also, these are the coordinates that's coming back from the get current position function that we're calling from the navigator. So what we're looking at is the latitude and longitude. And this is what we need for the Google Maps lat-long configuration right here. You can read more about how to use Google Maps in their documentation, and they have plenty of tutorials like this, how do you initialize a map, as well as styling a map with different kinds of lines, colors, and so on and so forth.